traveled the world. I've seen so much, but along the way, there was always someone there to guide me. No woman is an island. I've never been on this journey alone.
Welcome to Working Women Mentor, a podcast that empowers everyday women like you, like me, to share and learn from life's mentor moments. I am your host, Rani Alfers, and in each episode, you will meet inspiring women that understand the power of recognizing mentor moments and how those moments can change it all. These fabulous women are here and ready to share it all with you. So let's dive in. Hey, everybody. On today's episode of Working Women Mentor, we get to be introduced to Crystal L. Jackson. Don't you forget the L when you're chatting with Crystal. She is a true dynamic woman. She's coming from Aerospace all the way to Amazon. And that package sitting on your doorstep when you get home today is most likely from her team. We're going to peek in behind her life and how she defied the odds against her at a very early age. And she continues to help women today to learn how to do the same thing. Crystal has a really interesting story and some mentor moments that you're going to want to tune in for. I'll see you inside. Crystal Jackson, welcome to Working Women Mentor. How are you today?
I am great. And how are you, Rani?
Oh, I'm so excited you're here because you have got so much going on with your companies. So to share with us today is really incredible. You've come from the aerospace industry and leading in fighter jets, right? Like you were in this world that many women don't even get to see. And now you're inspiring women and sharing all that you've learned in life. And so take us back to where you started for now.
You mentioned that I came from the aerospace engineering field. It really started back from an early age for myself. So when I entered the engineering field, I didn't think I was ready at all. I actually wanted to be a math teacher, and my uncle had made a comment, hey, if you like math, you should consider engineering. So literally, Rani, that is how I entered corporate America, majoring in engineering, and then transitioned into the aerospace field and spent 20 plus years in corporate America before transitioning out and starting and launching my own business. One, my logistics company, and then two, my speaking platform for women. So it started as just a suggestion, and then I've navigated through the spaces of aerospace engineering that really built me up to be able to make that leap over to just run my own business with an amazing organization.
Crystal, after having so many different conversations with so many women through this podcast, I think what's interesting is that these mentor moments impact us all. We have our own moments, they change over time, and we've integrated them into our lives. But you have actually taken your mentor moment and made it a philosophy in your life. Will you share some more about that philosophy with us?
It's actually the name of my planner. Ready is not a feeling, ready is a mindset. And we're always ready. We just have to figure out how to just dive into those areas of our lives where we're stuck and move forward. So my mentor moment is definitely ready is not a feeling. You'll never feel like you're ready. It's absolutely a mindset.
Crystal, we know what you're working on and we know you believe in mentorship, but what I'm wondering is how did you lay the groundwork behind this philosophy? Because you overcame some really steep odds very early in your career. And as you continue to overcome them, share more with us about that groundwork and how it plays into where you are now.
So I was a teen mom, went to college, and I'm just going to drop a couple of statistics on you to really help you understand what makes me credible to even talk about my career and even now as I own my business. As a teen mom, African American female, there's less than 50% of teen moms that would actually graduate high school. Of that, less than 2% actually will graduate college by the age of 30. And in my field, less than 1% of African American women make up the engineering field. So just think about those statistics, right? I mean, it didn't come easy for me. So as I transitioned in the late 90s from college with a small child, my daughter, and entered corporate America, I actually entered in the telecom field. That's when telecom was really booming. I started out my career at Motorola and then later transitioned into the aerospace field. And Randy, there were many, many times, I would say 90+% of the time, where I entered rooms and I was the only person that looked like, right? Because I just said less than 1% of the engineering field is made up of African American females. So you mentioned mentors. That is so key. And I'll say two different things: mentors and advocates. Mentors, I had plenty of mentors fresh out of college where I'm entering an industry where, number one, my expectations of myself was really high, but also being realistic that I'm entering into a field that I know nothing about. And so I made a point from my leadership team, the individuals that led me, to make sure I use my voice to ask for that help, to make sure I use my voice to ask for meetings with individuals who were in roles where I was striving to be, so that I can make sure I was on the right track, and any tips and tools that could be provided, I could use to aid in my success. That's mentorship. Advocates. One of the things that, Rainey, that really truly set me apart outside of having mentors was advocates. And an advocate is someone that speaks on your behalf. An advocate is someone, when they're in rooms and big decisions are being made, or they're considering individuals for various things, an advocate speaks on your behalf.
And I love that you distinguish between an advocate and a voice, and you saw it, because I don't
Yes.
think many people see that someone is actually recognizing them sometimes and rooting for them, even when
Yes.
they're not in front of you. I think that's such an
Mhm.
important distinction.
And I would even say, for me, the reason why I always, anytime someone mentioned a mentor, I always make that distinction between a mentor and an advocate, because I was able to navigate. We mentioned when I left corporate America, I was running a program, over $150 million budget program with over 250 engineers. And when I look at my career, from when my uncle said, "Hey, if you like math, you should consider engineering," he was advocating. He was a mentor, but also sharing knowledge or sharing things that he saw within me as far as being a problem solver. From the time I entered college, I had advocates. I was on scholarship. And just this Christmas, no kidding, one of the guys that was over one of my scholarships sent me a text message like, "Merry Christmas." He was an advocate for me. There was a time in college where I got my first seat, right? I had to maintain PA, and I was going to fall short of it. But he saw my dedication, he saw my commitment, he saw that I was really serious about pursuing my education and graduating with my young child, that he advocated for me. Even when I fell a little short, he was my advocate to say, "No, we can't take her scholarship, even if she falls a bit shy of it, because she's showing that she wants to be here. She's showing up doing the best that she absolutely can, and she's using all of her resources."
We all need that. I mean, you have built a very successful logistics company with Amazon. And I don't think people are aware that you can build a business with
Yes.
Amazon.
Mhm.
You left this amazing career to not only help other women, to show them the way, to then also build one of the largest
Yes.
in Texas. So, what is a logistics company with Amazon? How does that run?
When I was in corporate America, I had started a small logistics company. I bought a couple of vans back in 2017, and I was looking for contracts like through FedEx or UPS, Walmart, and I actually stumbled upon this opportunity with Amazon. So for the listeners, and even for you, Rainey, I don't know if you knew, when those delivery drivers show up to your door, they have the Amazon gear on, they're driving an Amazon vehicle, they do not work for Amazon. They work for logistics companies, and most people don't even realize it. So I have a fleet of Amazon vehicles. I have a staff of over, now after peak season, we've come down a little bit. I have a staff of over 70 drivers, and I have a leadership team of 6. And we are in the Dallas Fort Worth market. And in 2021, I want to say majority of the year, we were in the top 5% in the market out of all owners. And there's
Ah,
approximately 70 owners there in the Dallas Fort Worth area.
congratulations.
Yes, yes,
That's so
I love it. And
exciting.
another thing, when we talk about this is my passion. And when I talk about who I am, and that's to provide hope, one thing that I did was I launched a leadership development program. And I selected one individual that had been with the company a year. The individual that I selected actually wants to build her own business. Has nothing to do with logistics. But one of the things with my employees, I challenge everyone to have a personal and a professional goal. So in that personal goal, I use my resources, my knowledge, and I personally coach the individuals. So in my mastermind group, the person that was selected as a winner, she will join the mastermind group, even though she still works with me in my logistics company, and I will coach her through how she can start and launch her own successful business.
So even in your new logistics company, you're practicing what you learned and what was given to you in your career and helping other women. Now you advocate for others and you're giving back. What is that like for you with the women that you surround yourself in your masterminds, your coaching programs, your business? I mean, you are doing the same thing from others right now.
So let's talk about the planner. I've had this formula for success. So my planner is called the Ready Planner. The formula that I use is called POW. Plan purposefully, overcome obstacles, work smarter, excel as a leader. And you'll see within the planner is sprinkled throughout. In the first section, who you are is literally a makeup of everything that you've had to deal with in life, from family to friends to marriages to children. So you sit with yourself, and I call it stepping into your life. And before I dive in to this master plan and visualizing what it is that I want and executing, so my mastermind group, that's the thing. We have a group of women that, yes, it's great to plan. Yes, it's great to have all of these goals, but it's really about stepping into your light and harnessing your personal power. Once you've done that, the vision boards and the visualizing, the planning and the execution, it'll all into place. So I created this planner to really bottle up everything that I had learned from being a teen mom, the obstacles that I'd overcome, to entering corporate America, being less than 1% of me in corporate America, but still able to navigate through with a team of mentors and advocates and all of that, to now being able to literally take the leap of faith during COVID to transition out of a 20 plus year amazing career to now launching my own logistics company and a partnership with Amazon. I've packaged that in a planner where I literally teach once a month in my mastermind. And I've seen ladies knock it out of the park, from dreams that they've had 20 plus years ago to finally learning how to put it on paper.
You're with them every step of the way, and you're actually still doing it. You're there at every stage. So take us behind the scenes of the mastermind class itself. I imagine being there can feel empowering, Crystal.
It does. And tonight is going to be an amazing session. I'll just share with you. I have women in my mastermind group, Rani, that are in corporate. They are entrepreneurs that own their own business. And I have some women in my mastermind group. It has nothing to do with a job or being in corporate or owning their own business. It's, I need to get my life organized. I have stories from women that says, I joined the mastermind and really had to sit with myself and arrive. I realized that I needed therapy just to get organized or to deal with some things that I hadn't in the past. Business owners who launched businesses that really didn't fully understand what it is to run a business. I teach that when you're running a business, if you don't understand what profit and loss is and how to really measure success, you're probably just have a hobby that's going to be very expensive. So I teach women what it is to really run a business. I have some ladies that's been stuck, walking them through a plan of moving beyond where they are. So I have ladies from all different ages, all different backgrounds, all different walks of life. Our last session, we shed tears because everybody was just in awe of how far each individual made it. That's the other thing. I keep them to a smaller group because the ladies that join and stick it out, they found a safe space. When individuals are stuck, individuals will chime in and say, hey, I have a resource for you, or have you thought about XYZ? So it's really a community of women and a team of women with different ideas and different visions.
Crystal, I can completely understand how these women are feeling in your group. Just listening to you, it really resonates with what we're trying to do here on this podcast, Working Women Mentors, this community that we built and are building, and we can't do it without each other. It's, how I try to have my teams and the people that I'm involved with and the friends, and it's a community. So I can feel that from you. But listen, before we go, I can't let you go without talking about hope. Hope is who you are. And I know it's an important word to you. It's defining. What does it mean to you?
I go back Rainy, literally to that 15-year-old child. I can never tell my story without leaving the teen mom part out because that's what built me. Once I had my daughter, I went into this zone by any means necessary. I had to be successful. So, in that, I learned, I was exposed to so many different people. I was exposed to different industries. I've traveled the world. I've seen so much. But along the way, there was always someone there helping guide me, right? There was always, when we talk about mentors and advocates, my family, my friends. No woman is an island. I've never been on this journey alone. So for me, it's something that is just literally embedded in my heart that I know all of this information. I've used this formula literally my entire life. I'll tell people, listen, I'm not going to motivate you to want to. I can't motivate you to get up and get out of the bed. I can't want it more than you. However, what I can do is provide tools for you and guide you. And that's really when I say I am hope. I tell my daughter all the time, you know what? I'm not for everybody. Sometimes I've turned clients away where if I'm going to turn into someone that has to motivate you to want to do it, probably not going to be a good fit. So typically most women that join my mastermind have a vision. They have something that they really want to accomplish, whatever it is in their life, and they just need the tools. So hope is I'll provide the tools, I'll provide the resources, and I will even guide you along the way, but you got to put in the work.
So hope is you teach them how to fish. So for women listening today, Crystal, that are thinking of leaving a very successful career and making a change and perhaps even getting into the logistics business with Amazon, do you have any advice for us?
Absolutely. We have a lot of thoughts. Some of those are what you actually desire yourself. Some of those are things that are made up of what others desire for you. Write the vision, ask yourself why, and then really take inventory on your current state. Meaning, if you're in corporate and you want to make that leap, what tools and what things have you learned? I was able to make the leap because I had run a multi-million dollar company. I realized that I had the skill sets. I was doing it for somebody else and their vision. And once I realized that I had everything that it took, from understanding what a profit and loss was, understanding how to build a high performing team, how to keep the team motivated. Once history had shown me over 20 plus years that I had what it took, it really was, are you ready? And again, ready is not a feeling, it's a mindset. I knew that I was ready and that I could be successful in my business. So write the vision, ask yourself why, and take those important inventories before you make a leap to ensure and to confirm that, yes, you do have what it takes. And when you don't, again, mentorship and advocacy, once you figure out what those gaps are, will always be the first place to help you get there.
What comes to mind is recognition. We have to at some point recognize what is going on with us, right?
Yes,
We have to
yes,
recognize what we're good at, what we want. We have to take that small step forward. And the fact that it's funny, you're like, I'm not selling the planner. I totally get that. I don't even receive it as that way because you literally use it for your life. That's how you've become so successful. Look at you today, what you've come from, what you're doing with your company and helping others. So I think of it more as a blueprint.
And that is it right there. It is a blueprint, and everyone's is different. Everybody's blueprint is different.
And so sometimes we run into coaches or scenarios where it's like they tell you what you need to do. And when you think of a blueprint and you think of your planner and you think of your story and the advice you give, I love that your mentorship revolves around other people and not just you.
Yes.
And it's unique. And I think that's a beautiful space. Crystal, tell us, where can we find you? Your beautiful planner, your coaching, your mastermind, your logistics company, your everything. Where can we find you?
So my website address is C as in Charlie, L as in Larry, Jackson.com, cljackson.com. On social media, my handle is C_L_Jackson. That's on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. You can find me in all of those three places. And for my logistics company is cljacksonlogistics.com. So
don't forget the
L.
L.
Don't forget the L. The L is very important. On the website, you can go to the resources link and be able to click for the planner. And also in any of my social media platforms, I have a link tree. So you can find masterminds that's there that I offer for free once a month. And you can find any resources that I have. Even if you don't buy the planner, there's resources to take you through various stages of the planner that you can download and print, and then also a link to buy it as well.
Well, we will include all the links in our episode show notes and make sure people can find you. But Crystal, thank you today. You've shared tips on not only finding your own hope, but giving our audience a way to help them tap into it. And your mentorship in this episode spawns between many different careers, but where you are right now, I think is so beautiful. So thank you for helping women all around you and being that shining light.
Thank you for having me, Rani.
Thank you so much for joining us on this episode. I hope you'll walk away feeling inspired and are thinking of how a mentor moment can help you or someone you know. In case you haven't hit the follow button to subscribe to this show, please do so. And if you love the episode, I'd really appreciate a review. You see, this review helps Apple or Spotify or whatever platform you're listening to us on know that other women just like you want to learn about the show. And it'll help us spread the word. Let's connect on Instagram at Working Women Mentor or at Rani Alfers. You can find all episodes online at ranialfers.com/podcast and the ability to send an audiogram of your favorite mentor moments. And we respond to everyone. I truly can't wait to hear from you. Check back weekly for new episodes, and cheers until the next episode.